Okay, so we are still in the discussion of the direct solutions for systems of linear equations. So, eto, next na is the Gaussian elimination. So, steps natin, una, write the augmented matrix. And the second one is use the elementary row operations to change the augmented matrix to row echelon form. So, ano ba yung row echelon form? So, the row echelon form conditions, the first non-zero number in the matrix is 1. Must be 1. Okay, kasi kung hindi, we can interchange rows para maging 1 lang yung first non-zero number na natin sa matrix. Okay? And then, solve by back substitution. So, an example of row echelon form will be like this. Okay? So, back substitution tayo. Ibig sabihin, una nating isosolve yung last na variable. Then, substitute natin yung nakuha natin dito sa second equation and then, so on. Okay? So, an example of linear equation, three equations, three unknowns is this one. So, yung augmented matrix niya is ganito. Okay? Kung mapapansin nyo, sa first row natin contains the numerical coefficients of the equation. The second row, the second equation naman. And for the third row is the third equation. Okay? So, ganun lang sumulat ng ating augmented matrix. So, let's try an example. So, solve the system of equation x plus 2y plus 3z equal 1, 2x plus 6y plus 10z is equal to 0, and 3x plus 14y plus 28z is equal to negative 8. So, ang una natin gagawin is write the augmented matrix. So, ito yung augmented matrix natin. Okay, so sa first column natin, it must have, or the first row natin, it must have the numerical coefficients of our first equation. So, this will be equal to 1, 2, 3, and then that is equal to 1. Okay? For our second row naman, must have the numerical coefficients of our second equation. So, this will be equal to 2, 6, 10, and 0. For our third row, that will be 3, 14, 28, and negative 8. Okay? So, we now have our augmented matrix. And, yung row echelon natin, the first element must be 1. And since 1 na yung first element natin dito sa matrix natin, we can now proceed to simplification. Okay, in applying the Gaussian elimination. So, how do we do that? Okay, kailangan i-transform natin tong matrix natin into an upper triangular matrix. Okay, so do you remember kung what is an upper triangular matrix? Okay, so for example, meron tayong mga matrix dito na 3 by 3. So for example, this is 3, 2, 1, 5, 7. Dapat yung, meron pa dito, 6 example. Dapat yung lower triangle natin from the main diagonal should be 0. Dapat 0 yung elements niya. So, ganito yung gagawin natin dito sa ating matrix. Okay? So, dito. So, anong gagawin natin kay row 1 and row 2 para maging 0 yung ating first element sa row 2 natin? So, kailangan, for example, gawin natin is R1 or buong row 1, multiply natin ng negative 2 since 1 yan. So, multiply natin kay negative 2 and then we add 0, 2 para maging 0 ito. So, if we apply that one, we will have a new matrix equal to, so 1 times negative 2, that is negative 2, plus row 2, okay, ito, plus 2. Okay? Tapat-tapat. R1 times negative 2, that is negative 2 plus 2, that is equal to 0. Okay, so we can rewrite dito yung ating first row. Okay, elements of our first row. So, this is equal to 0. Okay, since we applied this formula. Now, for the second column naman, 2 times negative 2, that is negative 4, and we add C element. Okay, sa tapat ng 2. So, 2 times negative 2, that is negative 4, plus 6, that is equal to 2. Okay? And for the third element, 3 times negative 2, that is negative 6, plus 10, that is equal to 4. And ganun din yung gagawin natin dito. 1 times negative 2, that is negative 2, plus 0, which is si R2 natin dito sa part na to, that is equal to negative 2. Okay? And we can copy yung ating last row. This is 3, 14, 28, and negative 8. So, yung susunod na gagawin na natin is to transform these two elements to 0. So, how do we do that again? So, dito, apply natin yung formula na, sige, R1 muna tayo. R1 times negative 3 plus R3. Okay, so that maging 0 ito. So, our new matrix will be, this is 1, 2, 3, and then meron tayong 1 dito. For our second row, that is 0, 2, 4, and negative 2. So, R1 times negative 3, that is negative 3 plus 3, that is equal to 0. And then, R1 times negative 3, R1 times negative 3, that is 2 times negative 3, that is negative 6, plus 14. Negative 6 plus 14 is equal to positive 8. And then 3 times negative 3, that is negative 9, plus 28, that is equal to positive 19. And 1 times negative 3 is negative 3, minus 8, that is, okay, so that will be equal to negative 11 since they are both negative. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is equal to negative 11. Now, we need to transform this still to 0. So, gawin na natin ngayon is gamitin naman natin si row 2. So, row 2 times, so ano yung multiply natin dito? Para when we add the element here, magiging 0. So, kailangan nating mag-multiply ng negative 4 and then plus row 3. So, our new matrix will look like, okay, kopyahin natin si first row and si second row. That is 0, 2, 4, and negative 2. So, yung row 2 natin is 0 times negative 4, that is equal to 0 plus 0. This is equal to 0. Then, 2 times negative 4 is negative 8 plus 8, that is equal to 0. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16 plus 19, that is equal to positive 3. And then negative 2 times negative 4, that is positive 8 plus negative 11 or minus 11, that should be negative 3. Okay? So, ito looks like this na. So, we can apply yung back substitution na sinasabi ng ating row echelon form. Okay. So, balik natin yung mga variables dito. So, this is for variable x, this is for variable y, and this is for variable z. So, yung numerical coefficient ng variable z, variable a natin, variable x natin dito is 1, variable y is 2, variable z is 3, and the constant is 1. So, if you're going to write that in the general form of an equation, this will be equal to x plus 2y plus 3z equal to 1. Okay? And for the second row, that is equal to 2y plus 4z equal to negative 2. And for the third row, we have 3z equal to negative 3. So, we can actually solve for z here. Okay, so 3z over z, divide natin both sides by 3. So our z is equal to negative 1. So we are going to substitute si negative 1 dito sa ating second equation. So let this be our first equation and this be our second equation. So substitute natin si z sa ating second equation to find the value of y. Kasi pag dito natin sinubstitute si z, meron tayong dalawang unknowns. Okay? And we don't like to complicate things like that. So, substitute natin si z dito sa ating second equation to find the value of our variable y. So, sulat natin si second equation. So, 2y plus 4z equal to negative 2. So, substitute z to equation 2. So, this is equal to 2y plus 4 times negative 1 is equal to negative 2. So, 2y 4 times negative 1 is negative 4 equal to negative 2. So, we are going to transpose si numerical constant natin dito sa right side para yung matira sa left side natin is only the variable. So, 2y equal to negative 2. When we transpose a negative value dito sa right side, that becomes positive. So, magiging positive 4. And 2y is equal to negative 2 plus 4, that is positive 2. We divide both sides by 2 to solve the value of our y. Therefore, si y natin is equal to 2 over 2, that is equal to 1. So, we now have solved for z and y. The next thing na gagawin natin is to plug in the values of z and y dito to solve for x. Okay? So, yung first equation natin is x plus 2y plus 2y plus 3z equal to 1. So, plug natin yung values ng ating, okay, substitute z and y to equation 1. So, this is our equation 1. So, ano yung value ng z natin? That is negative 1. Si y natin, that is 1. Okay? So, this is equal to x plus 2 times 1 plus 3 times negative 1 equal to 1. So, simplifying further, this is equal to 2 minus 3 equal to 1. So, x2 minus 3 is equal to negative 1. That is equal to 1. Transpose natin si negative 1 to the other side. That will be positive 1. So, our x is equal to 2. So, we now have values for x. X is equal to 2, y is equal to 1, and z is equal to negative 1. So, if you try to solve the equation, the system, in your calculator, you will have a value of x equal to 2, y equal to 1, and z equal to negative 1.